Canadian wine lovers, we are live and we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff because there's 9 glasses each in front of us, 10, 11. These ones are not even filled yet. And tons of great stuff to chat about. I'm going to blind taste Carl. Carl's going to
blind taste Mira.
Yeah, so stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you have some Canadian wine in your glass. And if you do, let us know what it is. And also let us know where you are tuning in from. Hey.
Canadian wine lovers, girls, wine club members, everyone across the country, welcome. It's Wednesday. It's time to sit back, relax, crack some Canadian wines, and join us for an amazing hour or so, we never know, of Canadian wine discovery, because we have a lot to unfold, a lot to cover. There's so many grasses in front of us. I'm going to blind taste Mira. She's going to blind taste me. So the challenge is on. Mira Boucher, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Carl Boucher. I mean, I can't complain when I have so many nice wines open. I mean, we have been very spoiled the last few weeks, and we still have a few tricks up our sleeve, you guys. By spoiled, I mean we featured Bachelor. There was
Benjamin Bridge.
Yeah, Claude du Soleil. Some of Carl's, before that we had Tightrope, some of Carl's top wines.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some of you are just like, you guys, because we just kept all the best to last at the end of the year. And there's another good one coming next week. Spoiler alert, you might know who it is already if you've been tuning into these live streams, but it's a new winery, new to the club anyways. And I freaking love what they do.
I mean, new to the club. I mean, tiny, small, from Ontario, from Niagara. Kern & Co. It's Adam Kern and his wife. So, I mean, there are tiny. What they do, it's a little bit of Thomas Batchelor style. They are sourcing grapes from very specific growers, bringing a tiny portion, tiny block of the vineyard, and vinifying separately all of these little plots from Niagara. So following Thomas's, I would say, blueprint, and keep going the mapping of Niagara, different appellation by appellation, growers per growers, barrel per barrel. This is so freaking cool to taste. And you know what? This is current release right now, and it's 2018. That is one of the kicker of that. I mean, 2018, I think only the Gammets. I guess the Gammets are not 18. The Gammets are 2020. So 2020 for the Gammets, but 2018 for the Fumé, the 2 Charge, the 3 Cap Franc. It's going to be a heck of a week. Now, we're going to do some fun stuff here, okay? Because this is Mira's favorite. We have the minis. I mean, she's a little confusing because she loves the big and large format. She likes the party size, right? But she also thinks this is so cute and so tiny, so she wants some of these little ones as well.
They're really awesome. We don't know any wineries that are doing this with almost all of their wines, where they have the full-size bottle and the half bottle. And these half bottles, to be honest,
I don't know any. I don't know any who bottles the whole lineup in minis. I don't know any.
It's pretty cool. It's really cool when you do tastings and it's just like 2 people and you want to taste multiple wines. And it's really cool. I think now that in Ontario, they can sell these wines at like corner stores and stuff. Not that these belong in a corner store, but like, you know, if you're a cafe, let's say like a really nice higher end bistro, you could have these and have one with your lunch. And, you know, it's less money and less wine. So if you're just having it at a cafe, I think it'd be perfect. But for me also, it's the taste. It's the perfect time of year to find these kinds of baby bottles because you can gift them. I think they're such a great gift. It's a super amazing premium Canadian wine, and that so rarely comes in a
Stocking
half bottle.
stuffer, right?
Stocking stuffers, and you could give somebody a tasting pack, like 2 Cab Francs from 2 different vineyards, and they can taste them side by side. I think it's brilliant. Jim, good evening. All Domaine Kalis Pinot Noir 2020 in his glass. And Stacy and Jeff are on. Hey, guys. And they are tasting 2023 Black Market Pinot Blanc, which I think, are you guys doing the Black Market Advent calendar too? Because I feel like I saw other people opening Black Market tonight.
And you know what? You know what's the funny part also? I think that 23 was the one that we harvested.
Oh, no. We harvested 21. Time flies when you're having fun, Carl.
No, 21, we just moved here. So, no, that's not. We were moving in. So, it's probably 22 that we harvested.
Yeah, we broke. I'll show you the videos. Anyway.
Yeah, and I remember harvesting Pinot Blanc with the priest of Calydon. I thought that was a pretty cool experience back then.
Really
so,
cool. First time harvesting wines, and it was like, because we don't do it for a living, we were both like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is so
much fun. And then Rob was like, really?
Of course, at the end of the day, your back's like sore. You're like, I don't think I could do this full time or anything. But for a one-day experience, it was phenomenal. And we got to like eat the grapes as we're picking and see them go into the juicer and then taste like the grape must from 2021 with the 2020 from the previous vintage with our lunch with a mushroom soup. Oh my God, it was so good. Happy Cab Franc Day. It's Dale. Happy Cab Franc Day Eve. Oh, tomorrow's Cab Franc Day.
And you know, it kind of like we knew about it. So we have 3 Cab Francs open tonight. We have, okay, I need to, you got them downstairs. You're going to announce them, but I know we have 2 Foxcroft wine here tonight. And I think if you followed us for a while now, you know how much we like Wismer Foxcroft. We love the Foxcroft vineyard. Foxcroft grows Gamay, grows Pinot Noir. Grows Cab Franc and Chardonnay. So tonight we have from Kern & Co., Foxcroft Chard, which is just a parcel next to the Thomas Batchelder Parcel. So we have 2018 Foxcroft Chardonnay. We also have Foxcroft Cabernet Franc alongside of, I believe, is used King Vineyard Cabernet Franc and Rapanero Cabernet Franc as well. 3 different vineyards, one from the Lake Shore appellation and 2 from the 20-mile bench. So here we are. We're back at terroir style. Barrel specific, singular block type of wine and precision and terroir oriented. So it's really freaking cool. We have also a Fumé Blanc from the 2018 vintage that absolutely priming right now. I've been playing with the 2 Chards and the Fumé Blanc for 4 or 5 days now. And these guys are not even close to be done. If you think that 2018 whites are on the downslope, not what's in my glass. Definitely not. It's been 4 or 5 days that I've been taking them outside overnight, bringing them back in all day, having a sip, checking how are they doing. These are freaking rocks. They are so good. And I have to tell you, my 96 points Wismer Foxcroft Parcel Nord from the master himself, Thomas Batchelder. I have something here right next to it, and this is pretty darn special as well. So Kern & Co., that's what we're going to talk about here. We're going to host Adam Kern next week because Adam just got a new gig as well. So, which is really, really cool gig on top of running his own brand. His name is just, I mean, we haven't heard from him back here in the western part of the country. But I mean, I guess he's a big deal in the Ontario Niagara wine circle because he just got a pretty big job. We'll talk about it a little later on. But there's one thing fun we want to do. We wanted to see if there's a difference. And to be honest, I've been in the restaurant in the wine business for over 25 years. I've been tasting more Canadian wines than anybody else on the face of planet Earth in the last 5 years. Something I've never done, and we're going to do it tonight together, Mira and I. I've never tasted a regular bottle alongside of a small mini side by side to see if there's a difference. Because I know for a fact, I did the opposite. I did the large format alongside a regular bottle. That I did many times.
I've never because the whole theory is what, Carl, is that the large format, the larger the format, right, the less exposure it has to the slow amount of air that's leaking into the bottle through the cork. And so it will age more slowly and graciously. So if you get like a mega large Nebuchadnezzar bottle of a wine and you taste it side by side, the exact same wine, but that was bottled in a regular bottle, the big bottle is going to take longer to age, right?
Yeah, the big bottle will age for at least 5 years per size, right? So, I mean, bigger the size is, longer it age. Well, maybe not 5, but let's say 2 to 3.
Right. And then the converse might be true, but we'll find out right now in the sense that the smaller bottle will age faster because it's a smaller amount of wine. And that would be my guess, but we'll find out right now. These are actually 2018 Cab Francs, and you're blind tasting me, so I'm going to blind taste Carl on this 2018 Cab Franc, and he's going to have the he's going to tell us on a blind taste if he can sense a difference between the two, and then give us his best guess which one is which, and then we'll let you guys know if he's right or not. You're going to do the same thing for me, but with the Gamay, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have G1 and G2 down there. So one is the mini, the 375 ml, so the half bottle. The other one is the regular size bottle, same vintage, from the same barrel, just change of bottles on the bottling line. So 375 mils versus 750 mils. This is the also single vineyard, single varietal. So no, that's here. This is the Wilms. So now, here we go. We know Wilms Gamay. We have Wilms Gamay many times before.
From Batchelder?
From Thomas. Yeah. Unfortunately, this year we didn't have any Wilms available for our feature with the 2023 Batchelder, but hey, here you go, all the way back to the 2020 vintage Wilms Gamay, Niagara on the Lake. This is, if I remember correctly, it's 4 Mile Creek. Yeah, 4 Mile Creek appellation. There you go.
There you go.
So you have the mini and the regular size bottle. You'll tell me which one is which. So, and I have a number in the back of the bottle, so I have the proof here to show everybody.
Although, yes, I do have the 2 bottles here. All right. So I think, Carl, you should, start because you're the wine guy. I know nothing about wine. So, but in a way, I really like this blind tasting because it's not about like, oh, can you nail the varietal or can you nail the something? It's just more like, what are you sensing? Is there a difference? And if so, which one do you think is a smaller one?
That's it. And for me, you put CF1 and 2, right?
What's that?
On my glasses, I have CF1 and CF2.
Yeah, and you don't know which one. Mike's saying, I'd have to think the differences in bottle size will be more evident as time goes on. Exactly, right? So that's why I think this is perfect to do this with, because the 2018s have had 7 years since they were harvested. I would assume at least a few years in these bottles. right? Like, I don't know what year. It probably says hand harvested October 25th, 2018, hand sorted, destemmed, fermented on skins for 27 days, cellared in select French oak barrels, 50% new, nice, for 24 months. They only made 516 bottles.
I can smell the oak, that is for sure. Which I love. I'm thinking of Daryl here. Like I know, I'm like, okay, it's Cap Franc. Daryl would say, that's not for me, but I can smell the oak. This is oaky, rich Cap Franc. This is, by the way, this Cap Franc was the very top rated Cap Franc of our Cap Franc marathon around among 56 Cap Franc from around the country we did earlier this year. That's the moment that I said, okay, I knew this guy. I met him once before. I am going after him. I need to feature his wines. Like there was a no doubt from there. And this is one of my top 10 wine of the year. So,
wow. And so it is Foxcroft Vineyard, farmed by Wismer Vineyards, where
Craig Wismer, the Wismer.
We got to go there with Thomas Batchelder to that vineyard. And yeah, that's about all I know. So you tell us, what are you experiencing there? Between the two glasses too. But like, what are you smelling, seeing, hearing?
I'll do the both.
Yeah.
My senses are confused right now. Okay. So, in terms of what I'm seeing, this is a fairly similar look here. Okay. Yeah, I don't see a difference on the color.
So
if I do see something, there might be a slight darker on the CF1. So that's what I'm seeing. Maybe a little big, maybe a bigger rim on the CF1. Anyway, if it means anything. Go.
Well, see, I'm the best person to blind taste people because I forget what number I put. Even though there's only 2 wines, I forget. So I have to check which one.
It's so like the thing in the air fryer, right? Doesn't matter how many alarm we have. It's things that we forgot almost every time.
If it's the bacon in the air fryer, it's going to get very crispy at our house. Hey, Jennifer just joined, and Crimson Jennifer on YouTube, and she says, I just ordered my advent calendar. I'm excited. That is so awesome. There's other people in the chat that have ordered their advent calendar too, so it's going to be pretty fun opening that every night. Starting December 14th, we have a winemaker interview lined up, and we're going to reveal a beautiful bottle of Canadian wine, highly rated, super interesting story, super rare. So,
hey, anyway. By the way, I would like to touch a point about that, Mira, if you allow me. We had some very good questions from some of our members today. Why taking that all the way to Christmas Day, right? And I mean, because every year, we go live during Christmas Day anyway. We always go live. We wish Merry Christmas to our members. So this year, what we wanted to do, we really wanted to finish our Advent calendar on Christmas Day. We wanted to touch base, say Merry Christmas to everyone. It might be a shorter one. We know that the interview will be pre-recorded. But, I mean, for us, it was just the chance to just tune in with our Santa hat and just to make sure that, we wanted to do it on Christmas Day because, I don't know, we love you guys. And Christmas Day, it's going to be recorded anyways.
David is tuning in from Mexico, I think he said, which is super awesome. Having a Malbec from Argentina tonight, but wishing he had some Canadian wine as well. He says, we must drink a lot of wine. She said, we drink a lot of wine. I think we win because we never spit anything out. Just saying. Yeah, that's the thing. I still haven't trained myself to spit things out, but this guy just just tastes wine. Like he literally just tastes wine. He doesn't drink it. He just spits it out. And it's his superpower, because that's how he can taste like 56 Cab Francs in a row and still be describing them accurately by the end. It's pretty spectacular. Meanwhile, I'm on wine 5 and I'm like, it's red. It's Cab Franc. I like it. It's
and that's
great.
why people love you, Mira. When they're sick and tired of my geekiness, they say, you know what, Carl, we're done with you. Can you please let Mira talk a little bit more, because she's so much fun. So
So Stacy and Jeff had a 2020 Nomad from Hinterbrook Cab Franc last night. Lots of jalapeno. Ooh, spicy Cab Franc. You would have loved it, Daryl. Haha. Because we know Daryl loves his very,
green pepper.
Green pepper, jalapeno type Cab Francs, yes.
So now my nose are starting to reveal a little bit more. Not reveal which bottle is which, but more revealing, like CF1 is really pure and clean. Like I feel like this wine is really focused, beautifully defined. CF2 does not have as much refinement, let's put it that way. There's a little different, much cleaner, pure in CF1. What does it mean? I don't fucking know. I've never done that before, so we're gonna guess. But yeah, I think the oak is a little bit more all over the place in CF2 than CF1. One is so well put together. So let's taste, okay? Let's give it a swish.
Yeah. Because that's all on the nose. This is how Carl does things. Sometimes he tells me like half the things I want to know about the wine just by sniffing it.
Oh, fuck. This one is so good. Oh, I love it.
Is it better than you remember it when we tasted it for the
Cab Franc? This is so pure, so clean. There's so much chocolate coming out right now. Oh, I know that we have a wonderful Cab Franc when the Black Forest cake shines. And I always describe my favorite Cab Franc that way. It's Black Forest cake. And this is like bang on. Hot, great texture. The acid lifts everything, but it's rich, it's balanced, the oak is well integrated. Oh, I love that. I don't know why they gave them, like, it's a 94 plus. Like this is top 10 wine of the year worthy. Oh, fuck, I love that. And it's such a good timing, because we're tasting all of the Advent calendar wines every day right now. Like we have these are all top dogs. So all of these very clean and pure flavor, their top scores are so top of mind right now. And I got that. I'm like, yeah, this is right at the top with some of the very oh yeah, no, in the middle of that, like.
So I have your pour here that you're blind tasting. And I know which one is the bottle and which one's the half size bottle. Okay, so I just tasted one and I do sense a difference between the full bottle and the half.
There's more spice on CF2. There's more finish. There's more minerality on CF2. That's so interesting.
That would make sense. And these really, we just opened them. They have not had time to breathe at all.
Yeah. Things are pop and pour. We've been really, like, I've been doing a video this afternoon. Check me on Instagram. There's just
Yeah. Michelin Guide is getting into wine.
Yeah, they're going to start rating wineries like they do with restaurant and hotel with like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. Now it's going to be 1 grape, 2 grape, 3 grapes. So starting with Bordeaux and Burgundy in 2026. So I was just doing a video in the last couple of hours on that. So.
Did you find out, by the way, with that, when they're going to announce the Burgundy and Bordeaux Michelin winery guide? Is it
Oh
early
no,
in
so that's not going to be until late 2026. Like they're starting the process. They're going to start the vetting process in early 2026.
because we're
So
taking members to Burgundy next June. And so I was like, we should find out which one is going to be like a 3 great Michelin winery there.
yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
expecting to be more of the big, like the more wealthy.
Yeah.
Because they're with the vetting process and all that. So that's going to take some years to
Yeah, to settle
establish.
into that, 'cause it's like, how do you establish that? They're rating the winery as a producer, not the wines necessarily on their
It's
own.
not about the single wine. So yeah, I have the criteria here. If you get, do you allow me to expand on that for a second?
Yeah, if you guys want to hear about it. And then we got to get back because I want to know which one you think is what. We'll do the reveal.
I think that number 2, Fox Cap Franc 2 will be the Cap Franc 2 is the mini.
Yeah, you got it
Yeah.
right. So you said that why? Why did you think it's the mini? Because you said it's drinking more smoothly, actually, on the palate. Not necessarily as much on the nose, but
No, I said that no, because the spice is more present. The nose was not as precise, so a little bit more, not shaky. It's not the term that I'm like. It's not as precise. I said that it was more spice and it's a little tighter. I don't know if it makes sense.
on the nose. But then you said on the palate, it's like it's had more time to breathe.
Yeah, exactly, and more spice. So the back palate is has evolved a little bit more. So that's what told me, because like older it is, I felt a little bit more evolution. So that's why like the spice.
Yeah, you're bang on. I had to write it on the bottom here, but yeah, the smaller one is the 2. So you totally guessed it, and that kind of validates that our hypothesis from earlier, which is that if it's in the smaller bottle, obviously this is not the one you age for a long time. But it's interesting to taste. That's another thing you can do with these small bottles, is that instead of opening your big bottles the first few years after release, you're opening these ones every year to see how the wine's progressing and to know, like, okay, this one we want to drink in 2 years, the one that you're cellaring, or you want to drink in 5 years because it's going so strong, even in the little bottle. That's so cool. I love that they've bottled pretty much every one of their wines in small and large.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Well, so then you got it. So Carl guessed it. So the smaller bottle does taste slightly different. And I have them here too.
But hey, one thing though, this wine is not past. It's not even hitting its top prime. So I mean, if we say 2 to 3 years after the full bottles, like the full bottles has another 5 years at least, and it's a 2018. Let's keep in mind 2018 vintage. I mean, this wine is shining so much right now, but it's not over. It's not like this is like right where in this prime window of drinkability, entering its prime window of drinkability.
So I got to tell you, I'm an untrained palate, but I sense a slight difference in those 2 Cab Francs too.
Yeah.
And I think it's exactly like you said. It's almost like the smaller bottle has been decanted, even though we popped and poured these 2 right now. It's almost like the small one has been decanted for a while, whereas the big one is like a little bit more punchy and right out of the gate. So yeah, really interesting.
There's so much purity.
You tell us, we'll do it again with the Gamay. The 2020 Gamay that are in my glasses. I don't know which one is the small bottle and which one's the big bottle, but we will confirm our hypothesis or not. But before we do, I want to do a quick roundup.
We're not curing cancer here, okay? So, I mean, we're here to have fun, right? And I'm glad that I nailed it. I had 50% of a chance to do so.
Well, yeah. It's a
but there was a reasoning. I didn't flip a coin. There was a reasoning behind it. So I'm glad that I got it.
I wanted to say that Dale's got Poplar Grove, Cap Franc 2020 in the glass.
Oh,
David, like you said, was in Mexico right now. Daryl in Ottawa and not able to drink wine tonight. He's out jobbing in Ottawa, but having beer. So that's good. And still part of the conversation because with Cab Franc, I mean, you have to talk about Daryl's aversion. And I have to say that I did not like Cab Franc in 2020.
no, you didn't. Neither in 2021. Maybe one of the first time you stopped and you're like, whoa, this is pretty good is the Bellaterra. The Bellaterra 2020 Cap Franc was one of the first one that you're like, whoa, I like that. What is that? And I said, this is Cap Franc.
Yeah.
Right?
So, you know, that's kind of how it started. And now I have to say these Cap Francs, I love them. I love them. And you know what I get on them is like that dark cherry, dark chocolate. I freaking love it. Mike, the average wine enthusiast on YouTube, is giving me a compliment, Carl. He says, I do have a trained palate. Isn't that lovely?
You sure do.
This is true, but just not in the same way. I mean, Carl literally tasted the world's best wines in some of the country's best restaurants for like 20 years. That's a different kind of training than me tasting along Canadian wine with Carl. But I have learned so much, all by experience, all by like feeling around the wines.
Trial and error, right?
Huh? Yeah, trial and error. Exactly. Okay, so the Gamay. So I'm going to start smelling and telling you what I think. But in a nutshell, what's happening with this this Michelin Guide thing? So Michelin Guide usually rates restaurants. They've been doing
that started a restaurant. They added hotel also in the last 10
whole
years.
reason it goes back to like the early 1900s when they were trying to sell more tires. They sell tires actually. Like our one of our staff members from the very beginning, Mihai, works for Michelin, but on the tire side. And they were trying to sell tires and they're like, how do we sell the tires? Oh, we have a guide that tells people where to go for the best food and places to stay, right?
Yep.
So they've never done ratings on wineries.
No, it's never been on their radar. It's just a brand new thing now. And it's so interesting though. And I know, like, I have a feeling that we're going to see the benchmark wineries. Like I think the more wealthy wineries are going to get out there first, but it's going to be an adjustment over time and see how things evolve. It's going to be a vetting process, how it's happening. Is it you submit your name for X amount of money? And I don't know exactly deep down how, or they're sending some ghost writer or some ghost client, and I don't know how it's gonna, what's the exact process, but I know that the 5 criteria that they're going to be evaluated on is the quality of the agronomy, so basically viticulture, right? Second is the technical mastery that they call, which include the winemaking technique, the consistency. So let's tell you, it's the producer style, right? Are you consistent in your style, your winemaking? Are you making wines all over the place, or it's like you have the house style that I like to call? That's going to be the wine identity as point number 3. It's the terroir, right? Expression of place, the character, the style of the wine. So that's, to me, that's a definition of terroir. There's going to be also point number 4. It's balance. So now it's a little bit more about the wine specifically. Is the wine that they produce are in harmony between the acid, the sugar, the oak, the alcohol? So is the result in the bottle shows harmony. And 5 is the consistency between vintages. So and I think that's where between the 2 and 3 stars are going to make a big difference. Are you a top guy every vintage, or are you just good in wonderful vintage, right? Or like top vintage, you make the top wine no matter if it's good or bad vintage. So I think, to me, that's going to be the difference, the differentiator between the 2 and the 3 grape award, right? Like, we're just reading that. I spent a bit of time this afternoon trying to rationalize that the whole thing. And to me, the point number 5 is very like the defining factor between the 2 and the 3, if I may. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but to me, like when you have a rock star vintage, everyone should make great wines. But when you get a crappy vintage and you're still producing the top vintage of your area, the top wine of your area, that's what it means that you're the top leader. So yeah, so that's the third.
Exactly. I mean, we had the opportunity, a really interesting chat this last week with Jared and Lisa. I don't know if they're on, but they were chatting about being able to get some rare back vintages from someone, and which ones would be still good and still going and which ones wouldn't. And we looked at the list and we were like, oh, this is very interesting to put it in that perspective. 15, 20 years after you buy the wine, which wineries are you counting on that you look at and you'll be like, oh, no doubt that's still going strong, versus other ones you're like, that'd be a fee. And it is a producer thing often, right? Because we've tasted a lot of the wines from most of the producers across Canada. And I can tell you just based on our experiences, right? Like this one is like, 80% chance it'll be good after 10 years, no matter what the vintage was, right? Because of maybe they use no oak, or they, that's just the way their style is or whatever. And then there's other wineries that you're like, no, these guys are counting on the long haul. They built everything from the get-go so that these wines will age no matter what the vintage is.
And this consistency of the style will not drastically change because of a different vintage, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, the wines are vintage specific. They're going to produce something with what Mother Nature gave them, but there's a house style that they show year in and year out. So
so it's really interesting because, I mean, if you were to ask Carl, like if we were to ask you, like if Michelin were coming to Canada, let's say in 5 years, 10 years, and saying, you guys, emerging wine region, there might be some Michelin grape worthy wineries out here. We want to check it out. If you had
that's what I was saying in my video this afternoon, Mira, and I think it's such a great point, and I hope it's not going to take 10 years. But to me, they're starting with France, Bordeaux, and Burgundy in 2026, and I can see that opening up really quickly to the U.S., to Italy, and to Spain. Like right away, I can see these 3 countries, like boom, boom, boom. That's going to be like the natural progression, especially the state. Like it's a big market. They won't let that. Like in Italy, it's another classic market. Spain as well. So I can see that. Okay, and now after that, the New World region of probably like Argentina, New Zealand, Australia, all of these countries that we know are well-established wine-producing country, but from the New World are going to pop out, I would say probably in the next 2 years. That's going to be something very quick, right? Now, after that, we're left with the emerging region, and that's where it's coming really, really cool. And hey, if I have to give you 3 names right now, right there, that comes to mind, excluding, very important name here, excluding the big guys, okay? Excluding the big guys.
So by big guys, you mean the Mission Hill group?
The Mission Hill, exclude, because I know probably like, Checkmate and Martin's Lane and Mission Hill are going to go red. It doesn't matter if it costs $1.5 million per submission. They're going to go after it as fast as possible. But I mean, for the regular play outside of the Artera group, or the flagship from Black Hills, Peller Estate, right? So because I can see Peller putting Black Hills, I can see Artera putting maybe Nkimip, like the flagship, or Trius in Ontario. So putting their flagship in there doesn't matter how much it costs. But to me, how about Benjamin Bridge when we talk about terroir, consistency, winemaking style, quality of vintage? Like to me, Benjamin Bridge comes to mind right away, right? Stratus comes to mind right away. They have been making wine top of line for 20 years. JL has been there, and Dean has been there forever. The consistency of winemaking. Their estate vineyard has 17 different grape varietals. And so, like to me, Stratus and their sense of hospitality. I mean, Stratus comes to mind. If you look at BC here, I mean, I don't know. Is like look at the small guy. Is De Silva is one of these kind of people like just like I don't know, or Quill's Gate, like some so
Yeah, and Mike's totally right. Phantom Creek would be in that crowd. I think the owner of Phantom Creek famously gave a carte blanche to the people building the winery, and they ended up spending like what 100 or 200 million just
I
to
think it
build
was 118 millions if my numbers
like just to build the winery, right? So I mean, these are the kinds of places, which is interesting for us, you guys, because in Canada, 95% of the wineries are actually more like one winemaker and like family members who are running the winery, right? And they're doing world-class stuff, like truly world-class stuff. Like you've seen what's coming out of Black Market, what's coming out of Leaning Post, De Silva. These are wineries of the year as voted by you guys, and truly world-class. And we've taken those wines on the road amongst collectible international wines, and people are just shocked at the quality. But it makes sense, because Bordeaux and Burgundy, the birthplace of all this kind of stuff, that's what Bordeaux and Burgundy is all about.
Well, I mean, they're going to establish the benchmarks, right? They're going to establish the benchmarks, and yeah, we have to expect that Chateau Margaux gets a three grapes. We got to expect, like like some of the top Burgundian producer get their 3 grapes. Yeah, we got to expect that. But when they're the benchmark, we got to expect that Opus One in Napa Valley get the 3 grapes award. Like there's flagships around the world who are going to establish the benchmark, and everything's going to be set from there. And that's the exciting part, to see where the second wave are going to set, right? And now we're going to get some surprise. Say, who's that guy with that three grades? Is right alongside Chateau Margaux, Opus One, and Chadwick from Chile. So that's the part. I mean, the first step, the first phase, not going to bring any surprises. The first phase is very predictable, but it's like pouring the foundation of a building, and you know exactly what to like. I mean, it's just that's what it is. But yeah, it's an exciting thing. It's an exciting thing.
Totally. All right. Well, all this means 2 things to me. One is that it's going to be cool to watch what happens with this Michelin guide. But when it comes to Canadian wine, I think this guy is still your best bet in terms of finding the gems. And it's kind of like that kind of hound that you send out when you're trying to do truffle hunting. Okay, he finds the gems, the ones that the Michelin star people.
Are you comparing me to a dog with my nose in the ground? And
or I guess there's also like other animals that look for the the truffles. A wine animal of sorts that finds you the best wines. But anyway, I think that's why what you do is so valuable, Carl, because someone's got to be out there alerting us to these under the radar wineries like Kern & Co., which, heck, unless you live right near Niagara, you probably won't ever hear about this, because there's such, like, it says,
I think that's your
116 bottles were produced of that freaking Cab Franc. That was your number 1 wine out of 56 Cab Francs we tasted. Yeah. So, okay. Gamay.
I think yours is a little bit more obvious than mine. Yours is fairly obvious.
Oh, well, thanks. That makes me feel better.
Oh yeah, no, just look for the clean, the clean.
I'm not seeing it as obvious.
Just look for the clean and pure. Like there's one who reflect that floral component, very pure and clean, and the other one, I can tell it on the nose. It's very fairly.
Okay, so I got to tell you, they're a little bit different. G1 reminds me of the bottle 1 of the Cab Franc, in the sense that it's got stronger flavors, like in the sense that it just feels younger, right? I can totally tell they're the same wine, right?
Yeah.
But yes, G1 to me, it's a little more muted on the nose. And then the flavors are more punchy. And then G2 is more open on the nose and more like rounded on the palate. So that's what I'm getting. What are you getting?
I think G2 is pure and clean. It's really gamay to me. Like, gamay. Like,
Okay.
one is as a little, not disjointed, but I need to think a little bit more.
It's so fascinating because it's the exact same wine, same vintage, same winemaker, literally the same wine from the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I mean, it's just at some point they stopped they put a stop on the pouring. They changed format and they just put the
And
small
they put it in
bottle.
the smaller bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So by your reaction, I would say it's the opposite of what I just guessed. But my guess was that G1 is the bottle. Because like you're saying, I see it too. Like on the palate, it's just a little bit more bursting. Like it feels like it's younger. Versus G2 is way more rounded, way more like, well, not way more. I mean, it's the same wine. I'd be curious to try this again in an hour or two once they've been open for a while and aerating, like to see if things change and they're even more similar. But that was my guess, was that G2 is a regular bottle and G1 is the
Keep
regular
going.
bottle.
Right. No, keep going. Keep going. You get it.
Okay, so clearly I got it mixed up, but that's why I made that guess, because I found G1. So G2 is the regular bottle.
Yeah.
I can't tell how big are your.
Huh?
Give me context. Which one was that? The regular bottle?
That was a big bottle. Yeah. G2 is the big bottle.
Okay. So yeah, to me, like I get more flavors on the palate, like more young wine type of expression on G1, which is the small bottle.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I see something. I see something more, clean and pure in G2. G1 has maybe a little bit more evolution. The more red, bright fruit on G2, and there's
if you
more.
were to ask me which one, if I had to choose, which one would I choose? I would have chosen G2, because right now it's drinking really beautifully, whereas G1, it just has a teeny bit of a difference. And to me, like, yeah, it's just more, a little bit more pointy.
To me, I need to pay attention to the acidity. The acidity in G1 is not as high, and it's fairly obvious.
Okay.
The acid is much brighter in G2. Almost like cranberry in G2. It's like,
I see that.
It's vibrating. It's vibrating. It doesn't do the same here. So that's your indicator here. The acid has dropped a bit. Now the fruit have became from bright red fruit to a little bit more of a blue plum. Softer. That's why I'm saying this one is fairly obvious. Like the acid in G2, like in the big bottle, is much higher.
You know where the difference is for me in these two is the middle of the palate.
Yeah. There's not the same. There's not the same vibrancy.
Yeah. It's very subtle, but it's a very interesting thing to do. And it is still the same wine. So I think that's the perfect thing. It's like these little bottles are to gift now, to drink in the next couple of years.
To drink in the next 12 months. I mean, they won't be bad in more than 12 months, but now they're right there.
They're drinking well. Yeah.
So that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, 2020 Gamay has a while ago, and it's really enjoyable right now. I would say, to me, it's a 91 plus at least, maybe 92. This is a very good, very, very good, pure Gamay. This is, like I said, you blind taste me with that, I'll get that 10 times out of 10. This is Gamay, so Gamay.
So Yes, absolutely. And we're going to throw a little twist in this. I'm coming upstairs and I'm pouring you 2 more glasses, Carl. I'm going to mix them up so you won't know which one's which. I think I numbered them. Yes, I numbered them here. I numbered them on the glasses. I'm going to pour them. I'm going to bring them up. So I'm bringing you 3. You're going to have 3 Cab Francs in front of you. And they're all from the small bottles. And I want you to tell me which one is which vineyard.
Oh, there you go. Pressure is on. I'm not expecting. I know which. Yeah, there's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun exercise. Can you please bring more? Do I have the Foxcroft here?
I have the Foxcroft. I'll bring
so
more.
Can you please bring more Foxcroft so I can top up this one? This one is so good. I've been destroying these 2 glasses of Foxcroft up here. I almost need next my spit cup. There you go.
And Co. And I'll drop hints because they're very similar for all the stats, but there is some differences. So you have a Rapanero vineyard, Cab Franc.
Yeah.
Which I'll have to research this for you, where that is.
There's, I think it's Lakeshore Appellation.
I guess I would say on here, VQA Creek Shores.
Creek Shores.
And then you have a VQA 20 Mile Bench.
Which is the King.
King Street.
Yeah.
Okay. And slightly different oak treatments with these. Okay. And then you have the Foxcroft, which you just tasted, which has a very specific, Foxcroft Vineyards has a very specific kind of flavor and nose profile, doesn't it?
Yeah, and also like the saline minerality that I described also earlier. So
likely because you just tasted it and you know that flavor profile, you'll probably pick that one out first. But that's 20 Mile Bench. So you have another 20 Mile Bench at King Street Vineyard, and then you have a VQA Creek Shores at Rapanero Vineyard. So I'm coming upstairs. I'm going to pour those for you. You tell us something else, because I don't know how this happened, Carl. I thought you worked in fine dining and you were a sommelier for 25 years, but we tasted all the reds, and then there's like 3 whites on the table.
We were excited from the blind taste. Okay, I've been.
You do it the other way, don't you? I don't know.
No. Hey, I always tell people, all of the old school rules about wine, that's what made people running away from wines, right? And I remember being in the fine dining and people say, oh, but I'm going to have a fish, but I don't drink white wine. And I say, yeah, exactly. So why would I bring you a white wine if you don't drink white wine? So, I mean, it's about what you like. But tonight, I think we were very excited about the blind taste. I think that's why we definitely like rush through the reds, but I definitely have 3 whites in front of me, which are absolutely spectacular. I have on a 94 on the verge here. I'm not sure, like 93 plus. That's for sure. This is the Foxcroft Chardonnay, and also the used Chardonnay. So 2 different Chardonnay from 2 different single vineyards. These wines are absolutely world class. And in terms of the used vineyard, it's the Lincoln Lake Shore appellation. So right down below, there you go, right down below the escarpment where Leaning Post is located, right across near the Grimsby Hillside Vineyard. So from the used vineyards, and clearly there's a different style. Oh, what I want to see, it's the if they talk about the oak program, 25% new French oak for the Foxcroft, in 22 months of aging, and for the used vineyard is not only season, so neutral. So so to me, a big thing was very obvious. Texturally, Foxcroft is much richer. Definitely. The use has much more flinty minerality, And if you ask, I would have almost compared that to the Grimsby Hillside, which makes a ton of sense. Hey, I'm back here.
I poured your wines and I left.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. That's exciting. Okay, so do you know which is where now? Because
Well, I erased the labels because it would have been too revealing. So
yeah, no, you did a great
1,
job.
2, and 3. It's written on this piece of paper for you.
Okay,
1, 2, and 3.
And do you know which one is?
Oh, I know.
You know? Okay, perfect.
I got to keep my cheat sheet, which is the bottles. But yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you can bring the minis back down, and thank you. Thank you. This is so much fun. Oh my God, I'm having so much fun. Yeah, so get back to the Chardonnay. Chardonnay, okay, you guys want a Burgundy type of comparate that compared to Burgundy? This one is so freaking obvious to me. Okay, this is Merceau versus Chablis. Okay, and now like it's hypothetically, I mean, like this is not like but this is stylistically. Quickly, if you want me to put some reference somewhere around the world and the home of Chardonnay, Merceau versus Chablis. We have the Foxcroft is rich, bolder, oakier, more ripe orchard fruit. Exactly how I would describe a Merceau. And the use is much more mineral, much more flinty, much more precision, much more energy as well. So use doesn't make us age at all. Use come out like almost like a baby wine. It's pretty crazy to me. So Mira, before we go on my side, I need to geek out with you about Chardonnay. Okay, we need. I need your opinion here. Okay, so don't really pay attention on what's going on the foot of your glass. Just taste both Chardonnay and tell me your impression. Okay.
So sorry, I have 3 Chardonnays.
No, you have 2. One is only has an F. The one with only an F, it's the Fumé.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the Fumé. That's one. So what Chardonnay? One Chardonnay here. Here's another Chardonnay. Okay.
And one of the two you'll be like, oh, I know that.
One of the 2 is Foxcroft, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
We know because of Thomas Batchelder.
I mean, I remember like a couple weeks ago, about 4 weeks ago, when I had all of the Chardonnay of Thomas open, and I was like, and you blind taste me on it, and like, there was 9, and I was like, this one, I knew from a mile away that was Foxcroft. I mean, we only have 3 whites here, but it's pretty freaking obvious which one is Foxcroft, right?
Foxcroft has a signature nose, like even like this is not a Thomas Batchelder Foxcroft. This is a Kern & Co. Foxcroft. So made by a different winemaker, but you can tell it's a Foxcroft Vineyard Chardonnay. Because it has a nose that you can tell. It'll be interesting to throw this into a blind tasting and show people specifically what we're talking about. But yeah, to me, it is like the Foxcroft nose is like a teeny bit of chalk and some apples and
ripe peach on this one. Ripe peach. Lemon meringue. To me, lemon meringue, ripe peach on this one. A little bit more riper than the Thomas's one. I would say there's more ripe peach in there. That's often Thomas is more on lemon and yellow apple, like you mentioned. You're 100% right.
Oak? Does Adam Kern use oak?
Yeah, 25% new on that. There's 25% new.
Whereas the oak Thomas doesn't use new oak with these.
No, there's one new barrel here and there in the program, but it's very it's
because he likes it to be a lot more just
it goes much more second, third feel and neutral for most of them. So, and I mean this, the oak is so well integrated right now, and it's just so beautiful, rich.
So that's a fascinating thing for anybody that likes Foxcroft Vineyard from Thomas Batchelder to taste it with oak. I mean, that's right up Daryl's alley if Daryl's still on with us.
Hey, can you please, because like people already know, I mentioned it multiple times. You are the world's
That's
best researchers. There's nobody on the face of planet Earth who research things better and faster than you. What is the
What
price here, world's best researchers? What is the price on the Foxcroft Kerning Co 2018?
Well, it's a very good question. So let me see here.
And while we have people who are like, I have to go dig deep in their library to get us some 2018 as a surprise, some people have that as their current release. Go fucking figure. But holy shit, that one is good. I'm sorry. This is a 94 points here. Where is my marker? This is so Foxcroft, so it's decadent because the oak just comes out right now. Oh man, I love that. I love that. I thought I brought my my
So
chalk
you're the
marker.
2018 Foxcroft Chardonnay. Is that the one
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah.
You wanted to know the price?
Yes, please.
So it's 42, and I think that's including all the taxes. 42 for the regular bottle and 25 for the baby bottle, the half size.
That is fantastic. That is freaking fantastic.
Do we have the half size for this one still?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Available to the next week when we feature them. Wow.
The only half size that we don't have, I believe, it's the Fumé Blanc from Hank Vineyard.
Mm. Yeah, they don't have it on their website at all. Yeah.
No, we have the big bottle available, but the small bottle is not available. Like Adam said, I don't have even 6 little at my there's literally none left.
Of the little ones. Yeah. Well, I can kind of tell why, because if at 35 for a full, the half bottles were probably $20, which is a really good price.
Well, we have a few benchmark for Fumé, and I mean, Da Silva's been one of our benchmark for a while for Fumé. This is right up Da Silva's alley.
Hey, speaking of Richard Da Silva, you are going to the winery tomorrow, aren't you? And you are going to taste.
Absolutely. I have a meeting with Richard tomorrow. I'm going to taste some of his new releases, but not some of the new wine that he bottled has not been released yet. And okay, I need to talk about that. We had an incredible experience 2 weeks ago with Keith Dyer. So our friends, VIP member Lisa and Jared in Calgary that we know since the beginning of the club called us up and they say, you know what, guys, we really like Keith Dyer at the Pan Canadian because they travel from Calgary all the way to Siouan for the week. They even stayed an extra week to do more touring, but that's a complete different conversation. So they say, hey, we like Boss and Chase. We like Keith Dyer. It wouldn't be fun to do a Zoom tasting with a smaller group so we can ask a bunch of questions. What would you think about to organize that, Carl? I'm like, oh, fuck, everything Boss and Chase, everything Keith Dyer, everything Canadian wines. I'm always up for to experience these kind of things. And I was like, you know what? We haven't done Zoom tasting in a long time. It was more of a COVID thing. So I reached out to Keith, and Keith says, "Response, yeah, fuck yeah." So we did that, and we selected 3 new releases from Keith in Class and Chase. We had 15 people who purchased the 3 packs. We all met on Zoom, and Keith had the brilliant idea to send me a bunch more wines and to taste it. And they say, hey, if you want to talk about it after we talk about the 3 packs, maybe we can, if people want to try what you're talking about, that can be fun. So here you go. We got the 3 pack, and I had some extra wine, and we start talking about it. And holy shit, the conversation when we spoke. Well, we chatted for 2 hours. Keith even went to dig back in his personal cellar to get a case of 2017 of Chardonnay for the people who were in. So we ended up by by offering like 9 different wines of Claus and Cheese for a little private offer for the people on the Zoom call. So even before that Zoom call was done, I got some of the people on saying, "Hey, we need to do that again. It has to become a like a monthly thing, and this and that." So anyway,
every couple months, yeah, especially in the
so
winter, right?
and so what we've decided is among the VIP Unlimited, right? That's going to be something for the VIP Unlimited people. We're going to open that. If you want to purchase your 3 packs once a month, we're going to do it. We're going to skip December because it's Christmas Eve time and it's pretty crazy. But back in January 15, we're going to do Richard De Silva and some of his new release. And I'm going to taste some pretty cool stuff with Richard tomorrow to do our second Thursday tasting group that we kind of called it randomly like that and starting a chat group about it.
Thursdays. Hey, I got to tell you something funny about that. So I'm getting a text from Keith Tires right now
Well, you can read.
saying, "Hey, I'm going to a winemaker's dinner tomorrow in Ottawa, and I'm going to see Jeff and Stacy, and I'm going to bring them their order. I just need to confirm what their order is." And at the same time, Jeff and Stacy are saying, "We're hanging out with Keith again tomorrow." Who knew we would become Keith Tires groupies? So yeah, it sounds like you guys are going to have your order hand delivered by the winemaker, you know, like in the back parking lot after the event or something like that. So that sounds like fun. Or he'll drop it off for you probably the next day is more like it at your house. But yeah, that sounds like fun. Holy.
That's awesome.
So now you know, Stacy and Jeff, this is kind of like originally in Canada, we had, what was it called? It was like the Donkey Post. Like they had like some kind of like postal service that was kind of like fun, and they just bring all the mail along and help each other out. Well, it's like the Carl's Wine Post, like, you know, the winemaker's going to be there. He's just going to bring your wines, you know, like we're coming to Vancouver next week. We'll just bring your wines if you're in Vancouver, you know, stuff like that. So,
yeah. Well, we did that a few times to different people, and the people, it's so funny because people will open the door, it'd be either me or Mira, and people will be like,
what are you doing here?
Is it you?
On the computer usually.
Yeah, so that's a lot. I love those reactions. Hey, let's get back to the 3 reds, okay? Because I just smelled them, and I have to tell you that very obviously that number 1 is the Foxcroft. Like, I mean, there's absolutely no debate about that.
And you what?
Number 1 is the Foxcroft. Unless the minis. You kidding me?
But I mean, to give you, oh no. I mean, unless I
that can't be. Like number 1 has to be the Foxcroft. Like it has to.
You just tasted it. You just tasted it. So
it has to. Like I mean, this is the no. This is the other one. Don't smell like that at all.
Did you smell all 3?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's not 2, that's for sure. 2 has a licorice nose and like herbaceous nose. It's not 2.
Right now, according to what I labeled here, assuming that I didn't mix it up, which I'm pretty sure I didn't, you are not correct on that one, which is really strange because you always pick up the Foxcroft really easily.
I think you made a mistake.
Okay, I'm going to settle this for you. I'm going to go pour these again and label them again based on what I have here. And
I'll taste them first, okay?
Okay, you taste them and you tell me if you think I need to pour them again. Not sure how I could have screwed up the order though, because I brought one up from downstairs, which means it for sure wasn't the Foxcroft. But anyway. I will bring you a report just in case. Okay. And you tell us. You start telling us what you.
Okay. Now, I get what Mira's going with that. The tannin of number one is not the tannin of the foxcroft. I believe it's definitely not two. Two is definitely not foxcroft. All right. So what I'm seeing here, it's probably number three. It's foxcroft. Number one is probably king, and number two is Repanero. So that will be like number two is like noticeably darker. It has some licorice nose, a little bit more of a readiness, oxidation nose, like torrefaction coffee. But very, 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 very soft tannin, a little bit of brown sugar. And these ones, very important to know that we are tasting these from the small bottles. So very, very important. So that can be a little different with the bigger bottle. So yeah, this is very, very interesting. So we'll rephrase that. Number three, according to the mouthfeel, to the tannin, I would say probably that the foxcroft is on number three. King is on number one, and Repanero, which is from Creekshore appellation, a little darker here.
There you go. I think you nailed it, and I don't think you need this report, but just in case. There you go.
Yeah. That makes more sense. What I taste. Thank you. Mira's going back downstairs. We'll settle that. We'll settle down. I think I got a little too confident here with the one and the three. Also, I tasted mostly from the big bottle, so which had well, maybe I'm finding excuses here. That might be what, but yeah, I tasted mostly from the big bottle, and these are from the small bottle, so there's a little difference here as well. So very interesting. Such an incredible. It's fascinating the difference, like the subtle difference that you can find between the small and the big, and the different vineyards. So that's pretty fascinating here.
Very interesting. Okay, so last thing, and then we should sign off for the night. It's getting late everywhere. So what were your guesses? Let me tell you if you got them right.
Yeah, so the second after when I tasted it, I flipped the king, and so number three will be the foxcroft. Number one is the
That is correct. Number three is the foxcroft from 20 Mile Bench.
Yeah, King Street Vineyard from number one, which is close. It's also a 20 Mile Bench appellation. So a little similar.
What makes you think number one is King Street?
Because of the similarity on the nose. And they're the same appellation. So
there is a big similarity on the nose. You're correct.
So
but they're not the same. So yeah, there you go.
Oh, you mean that King? Yeah, is it King on number one?
No,
it's Repanero.
It's Repanero, which is interesting because Creek Shores. So I'm pulling up the map here. So Creek Shores is that red in the middle. Okay. Yeah. And so I think it's a cooler one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I see the darker color. There's more licorice into it. So
Creek Shores is closer to the lake, but it is kind of a part of the Niagara where I think it's a bit cooler, and 20 Mile Bench where Rapanero and where King Street and Foxcroft are from, that's like the, sort of more iconic spot
The
for
Grand
grapes.
Cru, the Grand Cru bench.
It's up a little bit on the hill. It gets a totally different kind of like air circulation,
Airflow and also better sun exposure as well,
right.
sun ray.
So 20 Mile Bench is that green, darker green in the middle, which is where the King Street Vineyard and the Foxcroft Vineyard are. And you are correct. Like, it's the King Street and the Foxcroft have a very different nose, very different palate. And then there are more similarities with the Rapanero Vineyard and the Foxcroft from the Creek Shores VQA.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Very interesting. But we'll meet Adam Kern live for Wine Wednesday next Wednesday. We can ask him about that, because you see how these regions look, right? It's that dark green and the red, Christmas colors. Like, you could have Foxcroft on the edge of Creek Shores there, and you could have Rapanero. I mean, for all we know, Rapanero could be like across the road, right? So yeah, it's interesting that you detected that. I got it too. A very similar kind of nose, and Foxcroft nose is so distinct that it'll be interesting to know more.
Yeah, definitely the King Street on the small bottle is definitely ready to drink now. Is hitting a little bit more of the tertiary aroma, the brown sugar on the back end, the Christmas cookies, a little bit more of the stewed strawberries.
And do we have that one in the large size as well, or just in the small?
Oh, no. We have, I'm not sure if I have the King here. I have the Rapanero. I have the Foxcroft. I have, two Foxcroft. Maybe there was a little mixed up. No, I have the King here. I have the King Big here.
The Big King as well. Because it'll be interesting to taste the Big King and do your tasting notes off that rather than
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to open the Big King for the tasting notes. That's for sure. That's for sure.
That's great. Yeah, so very interesting too, because as far as the oak between these three, I'll just read it to you because they're so good. You can tell he's a passionate winemaker because he puts all this stuff right on the label. So Rapanero, which is the one that we were surprised that is so similar to Foxcroft, even though they're different sub-appellations. So Rapanero, hand harvested October 26, 2018. And these are all 2018s, which is really cool. Horizontal is what they call this, right? So Rapanero, October, hand sorted, destemmed, fermented on skins with 10% of the stems added back in, which gives it that like extra oomph and character.
The
tannins for 36 days with those stems and skins. Then cellared in select season French oak barrels for 24 months. So that's
there's no new oak. That's probably the biggest difference here in going back to, and will be more obvious in the big bottle, I would say.
So it says select season French oak. It doesn't say anything about new. Then
seasoned. It said seasoned, so that's what it means. Seasoned is neutral.
Okay, and then King Street, it says 33% new. So also harvested October 23rd and 25th, just slightly before the Rapanero Vineyard. Hand sorted, destemmed, fermented on skins for 18 to 27 days, and cellared in select French oak barrels, 33% new for 21 months. So slightly less time, 21 instead of 24 months, but 33% new oak on the King Street. And then when you get to Foxcroft, and this is what's extra fascinating, that you were noticing similarities between Rapanero and Foxcroft, because Rapanero is neutral oak. Foxcroft is actually 50% new. So October 25th harvest date, hand sorted, destemmed, fermented on skins for 27 days, and cellared in select French oak barrels, 50% new for 24 months.
Wow.
So that is really the terroir, like right. I'm dying to know if Rapanero is close to Foxcroft. And if not, what explanation Adam has for how similar they come across as, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's fascinating. Fascinating. I will also crack open the Big King to see the difference between the Small King and the Big King. Cab front. That will be
Yeah,
interesting to see the difference. So stay tuned. I
that
will
will
do
be
a
very
post on
interesting.
that.
Yeah.
I'll do a post on that. So
So cool, you guys. Very cool. We better let everyone go. I mean, it's almost 6:30 here. It's like
so I have to
9:30
say,
out
I
east.
have
Some of
to
you guys
say,
have already gone to bed.
I have to say, from Thomas
Yes.
Batchelder, Foxcroft Chardonnay, second highest rated wine of the year. Foxcroft Gamay, the 32% D-stem, was the highest Gamay ever rated with Carl's Wine Club. Now,
Wow.
what we have here this week, we have two Foxcroft Chardonnay, and Foxcroft Cap Franc. Top Cap Franc this year from Foxcroft, from Adam Kearns now. I mean, there's a common denominator here. I'm not working for Craig Wismer, but
Who owns
geez
Foxcroft?
moly, that we
Yeah.
can strongly affirm that the Foxcroft source of grape on the 20-mile bench, no matter which grape varietal is a pretty stunning source of grape. That I can
Yes.
affirm.
Absolutely.
I know that Kevin Penagatka, a 2027 seller, also sourced some Foxcroft. And I think, you know what? It's maybe something that I need to do, a Foxcroft tasting. So,
A bunch of different Foxcrofts from different winemakers. Same vintage.
same
That would be
vintage.
very interesting. That would be interesting. Okay, well, I will leave you guys with this little clip here. Check this out. This guy, oh my gosh, look at this. I was following Carl into this winery and he did the cutest thing. Where is it? Some of you already seen this. Those of you that ordered the advent calendar might have seen this, but he tasted a wine. It turns out to be a 95 pointer. We don't have many of those every year. There's like a small handful of them. Is this the one? I want to
There's
show
less
you
than
his.
five this year. I think there's less than 595 points this year.
This is his reaction. Look at this. First time tasting.
Yes, yes, and yes. 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 Fuck yeah. Oh.
Wow. And that was a 95 pointer. So that is in our advent calendar, you guys. And it is a back vintage. It is a very rare back vintage from the winery. It's a 2015. It's a BC wine. It's a Cab Sauv. So you got lots of spoilers here, but you don't know which winery.
Back vintage Malbec, a 2007 blend. I mean, we have a 2015. We have two wines in the top 10. Top 10 wine of the year.
A pre-release Syrah that is incredible. There is a 2024 white from BC, which we didn't think we would see from 2024 because everything froze in 2024 in BC and they literally had to go south or to California for grapes.
There's a few unicorn barrels, and this is one
from just across the lake where we are here from 2024. There was like half a barrel or something made of the whole winery, what they had. So we have our hands on that for the advent calendar. So it's going to be a lot of really fun stories to tell about these wines, especially with the winemakers. And we're going to be
there's 100 points. There's 100-point sparkling too.
Yes, somebody other than Carl rated it 100 points. I think you gave it like high 90s, something really
93.
awesome.
I think I gave it a 93 plus, I believe.
We have to look at the tasting notes, but a very highly rated Canadian sparkling back vintage also. And so these are wines you just can't get anywhere else. Like these are wines that you literally have to know the winemaker and like twist his arm to get a few cases of. So that's what we did
Oh,
for you.
we have one hand sign because there is no labels. It's such a rare thing. So
It's really, really cool. So if you love wine, this is probably the most fun, coolest way to discover what Canada is capable of.
Not only one, if you like rare stuff, if you like, this is like this year experience with the Advent calendar is just like the most unique 12 bottles from coast to coast.
Really cool.
I mean, yeah. I'm
Very
so
cool.
freaking thrilled to start that. So yeah, it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. Okay, so keep your inbox. First and foremost, get your freaking Advent calendars. I think there's 5 or 6 left. This is the experience of the year. At home, you don't even need to travel and meet with us. You will meet with us every day with the winemakers of the Advent calendar, and also the Kern & Co. Full on feature is coming your way in the next probably 3-4 days. I don't know exactly, but by Sunday it should be in.
There you go.
Okay, by Monday, I believe it.
It has been fabulous chatting with you guys. Oh, Pierre, nice to see you.
Hey, Pierre, tu viens de nous manquer, le calendrier de l'Avent, je t'ai envoyé un lien hier, c'est le 12 pack de plus incroyable qu'on a mis ensemble. So, Canadian wine lovers,
Cheers, guys.
Carl Wine Club members, see you next time.